8 toxic traits you must ditch to embrace a positive mindset. Trait 1. Self-doubt breaking the chains of uncertainty. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, men often find themselves grappling with the silent adversary known as self-doubt. It lurks in the shadows of our minds, whispering insidious lies about our capabilities and worth. Whether it's in the boardroom, the gym, or even within our own relationships, self-doubt can manifest in myriad ways, casting a shadow over our confidence and hindering our potential for growth. Consider the scenario of a man navigating his professional career. Despite years of experience and a track record of success, self-doubt creeps in like a stealthy predator, causing him to second-guess his decisions and capabilities. He may find himself hesitating to take on new challenges, or voice his ideas in meetings, fearing failure or judgment from his peers. On a personal level, self-doubt can seep into the fabric of our relationships, causing us to question our value as partners, fathers, or friends. We may find ourselves plagued by thoughts of not being man enough or feeling inadequate compared to societal standards of masculinity. This internal struggle can erode our self-esteem and create barriers to authentic connection with others. The insidious nature of self-doubt lies in its ability to distort reality, convincing us that we are not worthy of success or happiness. It breeds a cycle of negative self-talk and undermines our confidence, making it difficult to pursue our passions and aspirations with conviction. But it's important to recognize that self-doubt is not a reflection of our true worth or potential. It is merely a byproduct of our inner critic, fueled by fear and insecurity. By acknowledging and challenging these negative thoughts, we can begin to break free from the chains of uncertainty and reclaim our sense of self-worth. It starts with cultivating self-awareness and practicing self-compassion. Instead of succumbing to self-doubt, we can choose to reframe our thoughts and focus on our strengths and past successes. Surrounding ourselves with supportive peers and mentors can also provide valuable perspective and encouragement during moments of doubt. Ultimately, overcoming self-doubt is a journey of self-discovery and resilience. It requires courage to confront our insecurities and embrace vulnerability. But by taking small steps each day to challenge our negative beliefs and affirm our worth, we can empower ourselves to live authentically and pursue our dreams with confidence. So, to all the men out there wrestling with self-doubt, you are not alone, and you are more capable than you realize. Trust in your abilities, embrace your unique strengths, and remember that self-doubt is just a temporary obstacle on the path to greatness. You've got this. Trait 2. Negative self-talk silencing the inner critic. In the complex landscape of modern masculinity, men often find themselves engaged in a silent battle against their own minds, contending with the relentless barrage of negative self-talk. This internal dialogue, often fueled by societal pressures and personal insecurities, can sow seeds of doubt and undermine our sense of self-worth in both subtle and profound ways. Imagine a typical day in the life of a man. He wakes up, prepares for work, and faces the challenges of the day ahead. Yet, amidst the hustle and bustle, his thoughts become a battleground. As the voice of self-criticism chimes in with its harsh judgments and condemnations, "You're not good enough," it whispers. "You'll never succeed." Negative self-talk can permeate every aspect of a man's life, affecting his performance at work, his relationships, and even his physical and mental well-being. In the workplace, it may manifest as imposter syndrome, causing him to doubt his qualifications and achievements despite evidence to the contrary. In his personal life, it may manifest as feelings of inadequacy or unworthiness, leading to strained connections with loved ones or difficulty in expressing vulnerability. The insidious nature of negative self-talk lies in its ability to shape our perceptions and beliefs about ourselves, often without us even realizing it. Over time, this toxic dialogue can erode our self-esteem and confidence, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of negativity that becomes increasingly difficult to break. But it's important for men to recognize that negative self-talk is not a reflection of reality. It is merely a distortion created by our own minds. By becoming aware of these patterns of thought and challenging their validity, we can begin to reclaim control over our inner narrative and cultivate a more compassionate and empowering self-dialogue. It starts with practicing self-awareness and mindfulness, tuning into the thoughts and emotions that arise within us without judgment. Instead of automatically accepting our negative self-talk as truth, we can choose to question its validity and replace it with more constructive and affirming messages. Building a support network of friends, mentors, or mental health professionals can also provide invaluable support and perspective on our journey to overcome negative self-talk. By sharing our struggles and seeking guidance from others, we can gain new insights and strategies for managing our inner critic. Ultimately, silencing the inner critic is a journey of self-love and self-acceptance. It requires patience, perseverance, and a willingness to challenge the negative beliefs that hold us back. But by taking small steps each day to cultivate a more positive and compassionate self-dialogue, men can empower themselves to live authentically and confidently, free from the constraints of self-doubt and negativity. Trait 3. Perfectionism: liberating yourself from the chains of unattainable standards. From the playground to the boardroom, the spectre of perfectionism looms large in the lives of men, silently demanding flawless performance and unwavering achievement. This relentless pursuit of perfection can manifest in various facets of life, casting a shadow over personal relationships, professional aspirations, and even self-image. In childhood, boys often internalize societal expectations of masculinity, learning to equate their worth with their ability to excel in sports, academics, or other endeavors. This early conditioning lays the groundwork for a perfectionistic mindset, where anything less than perfection is deemed unacceptable. As boys grow into men, the pressure to uphold these unrealistic standards only intensifies. In the workplace, perfectionism may manifest as an insatiable drive for success, leading men to work long hours, neglecting their well-being in pursuit of an unattainable ideal. This relentless pursuit of perfection can result in burnout, anxiety, and a sense of never feeling good enough. In personal relationships, perfectionism can wreak havoc, fostering a fear of vulnerability and imperfection. Men may struggle to express their emotions or seek help when needed, fearing that any sign of weakness will tarnish their image of strength and competence. The insidious nature of perfectionism lies in its ability to rob men of joy and fulfillment, trapping them in a cycle of constant striving and never feeling satisfied. The pursuit of perfection becomes a burden, weighing heavily on the shoulders of those who yearn for validation and approval. But it's important for men to recognize that perfection is an illusion, mirage that promises fulfillment but delivers only disappointment. By embracing imperfection and letting go of the need for constant validation, men can free themselves from the chains of unattainable standards and rediscover the joy of living authentically. It starts with challenging the beliefs and expectations that fuel perfectionism, recognizing that mistakes and failures are not signs of weakness but opportunities for growth and learning. By cultivating self-compassion and embracing vulnerability, men can forge deeper connections with others and find greater satisfaction in both their personal and professional lives. Ultimately, liberating oneself from the shackles of perfectionism is a journey of self-discovery and self-acceptance. It requires courage to defy societal norms and embrace one's humanity, flaws and all. But by embracing imperfection as a natural part of the human experience, men can reclaim their sense of worth and find true fulfillment in the journey rather than the destination. Trait 4. Comparison: breaking free from the trap of constant comparison. In a world inundated with social media and hyper-competitive environments, men are often bombarded with endless opportunities for comparison. From childhood through adulthood, the urge to measure oneself against others can become a relentless pursuit, sowing seeds of inadequacy and discontent. From an early age, boys are taught to compare themselves to their peers, whether it's in academics, sports, or social status. This tendency to gauge one's worth based on external benchmarks can become deeply ingrained, setting the stage for a lifetime of comparison and self-doubt. As men navigate their professional careers, the pressure to keep up with the Joneses only intensifies. Whether it's striving for promotions, salary increases, or material possessions, the urge to outperform others can lead to a constant state of anxiety and dissatisfaction. In personal relationships, comparison can also wreak havoc, breeding feelings of jealousy and insecurity. Men may find themselves endlessly comparing their partners to others, or measuring their own worth based on the perceived success of their friends or acquaintances. The insidious nature of comparison lies in its ability to distort reality, convincing men that they are somehow lacking or inferior based on arbitrary standards set by society. But the truth is, comparison is a futile exercise that only serves to diminish one's sense of self-worth and rob them of joy in the present moment. Breaking free from the trap of constant comparison starts with cultivating self-awareness and practicing gratitude for what one has. Instead of focusing on what others have achieved or acquired, men can shift their attention inward, celebrating their own unique strengths and accomplishments. It's also important for men to recognize that everyone's journey is unique, and comparing oneself to others is like comparing apples to oranges. By embracing authenticity and staying true to oneself, men can find greater fulfillment and contentment in their own lives, free from the shackles of comparison. Trait 5. Fear of failure, embracing risk and resilience. The fear of failure is a formidable adversary that men encounter at every stage of life. From childhood aspirations to professional ambitions, the spectre of failure can loom large, casting a shadow of doubt and uncertainty over even the most daring endeavors. In childhood, boys are often taught to avoid failure at all costs, equating mistakes with weakness or incompetence. This fear of falling short can inhibit creativity and exploration, stifling growth and innovation before it has a chance to blossom. As men transition into adulthood, the fear of failure can become even more pronounced, especially in competitive environments where success is prized above all else. Whether it's launching a new business venture, pursuing a passion project, or simply taking a leap of faith in love, the fear of falling short can paralyze even the most determined souls. But the truth is, failure is not the end of the road. It is merely a stepping stone on the path to success. Every great achievement is born from a willingness to take risks and embrace the possibility of failure. It is through failure that we learn, grow, and ultimately thrive. Embracing risk and resilience starts with reframing our perception of failure as a natural and necessary part of the journey. Instead of fearing it, men can choose to see failure as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. It's also important for men to cultivate resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks and keep moving forward in the face of adversity. By building resilience through perseverance, self-reflection, and a supportive network of friends and mentors, men can navigate life's challenges with confidence and courage. Ultimately, the fear of failure is a barrier that can be overcome with determination and resilience. By embracing risk and reframing failure as a stepping stone to success, men can unlock their full potential and pursue their dreams with unwavering conviction. Trait 6. Pessimism, cultivating optimism in the face of adversity. In the rugged terrain of masculinity, men often find themselves navigating through the dense fog of pessimism. Whether it's due to past disappointments, societal pressures, or personal struggles, the tendency to view the glass as half empty can cast a shadow over even the brightest of days. From childhood through adulthood, men may encounter moments of pessimism that threaten to overshadow their hopes and dreams. In the face of adversity, it can be all too easy to succumb to negative thinking, convincing oneself that the worst is inevitable and that there is little hope for a brighter future. Yet, the power of optimism lies in its ability to illuminate the path forward, even in the darkest of times. By cultivating a mindset of positivity and resilience, men can weather life's storms with grace and determination, emerging stronger and more resilient than ever before. It starts with challenging negative thought patterns and reframing setbacks as opportunities for growth. Instead of dwelling on what could go wrong, men can focus on what they can control and take proactive steps to overcome obstacles in their path. Building a support network of friends, family, and mentors can also provide invaluable encouragement and perspective during times of pessimism. By surrounding themselves with positive influences, men can draw strength from the collective wisdom and experience of those around them. Ultimately, cultivating optimism is a journey of self-discovery and self-belief. It requires courage to defy the odds and maintain a hopeful outlook, even in the face of adversity. But by embracing optimism as a guiding principle in life, men can unlock a world of possibilities and embrace the beauty of the human spirit. Trait 7. Holding grudges, embracing forgiveness and healing. In the tapestry of masculinity, men often find themselves entangled in the web of holding grudges. Whether it's due to past betrayals, perceived slights, or unresolved conflicts, the weight of resentment can burden the soul and hinder the journey towards inner peace and fulfillment. From childhood through adulthood, men may encounter moments of hurt or injustice that leave lasting scars on their hearts. Yet, the choice to hold on to grudges only perpetuates the cycle of pain and prevents healing from taking place. Instead of carrying the heavy burden of resentment, men can choose to embrace forgiveness as a path to liberation and healing. By releasing the grip of anger and resentment, men can free themselves from the shackles of the past and open their hearts to greater love and compassion. It starts with acknowledging the pain and hurt that has been inflicted, both by others and by oneself. By allowing oneself to feel and process these emotions, men can begin the journey towards forgiveness and reconciliation. Seeking closure through honest and open communication can also facilitate the healing process, allowing wounds to be healed and relationships to be restored. By expressing one's feelings and listening with empathy, men can foster understanding and empathy, paving the way for forgiveness and reconciliation. Ultimately, embracing forgiveness is a choice that leads to greater peace and fulfillment in life. By letting go of grudges and embracing compassion, men can cultivate deeper connections with others and experience the transformative power of forgiveness firsthand. Trait 8. Victim mentality, empowering yourself through accountability. In the labyrinth of life, men often find themselves ensnared by the treacherous tendrils of victim mentality. This insidious mindset, rooted in a belief that one is powerless to change their circumstances, can shackle the spirit and thwart the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment. From childhood through adulthood, men may encounter moments of adversity or hardship that tempt them to adopt a victim mindset. Whether it's facing setbacks in their careers, challenges in their relationships, or struggles with their mental health, the allure of casting oneself as a victim can be seductive, offering a semblance of comfort in the face of uncertainty. Yet, the truth is that victim mentality is a prison of one's own, making a self-imposed barrier that blocks the path to personal growth and empowerment. By embracing accountability and taking ownership of one's choices and actions, men can break free from the chains of victimhood and reclaim control over their lives. It starts with acknowledging that while external circumstances may be beyond one's control, the way one chooses to respond to them is not. By reframing challenges as opportunities for growth and learning, men can cultivate resilience and fortitude in the face of adversity. Taking proactive steps to change the narrative and shift towards a mindset of empowerment is essential. This involves setting goals, creating action plans, and seeking support from trusted friends, mentors, or mental health professionals. By empowering oneself through accountability, men can transcend the limitations of victimhood and embrace a life of purpose, resilience, and fulfillment. It's a journey of self-discovery and self-empowerment that requires courage, determination, and a willingness to embrace change. But by taking ownership of their lives and refusing to be defined by their circumstances, men can unlock their true potential and live authentically, free from the constraints of victim mentality.